Let's bring in Brett Lauther from Nova Scotia. I'm excited about this. Clark's telling me he's the first ever guest joining us from Nova Scotia. Brett, how you doing, sir?
Good. How's it going, guys?
Good. So, interesting week for you. Our viewers have already chimed in with a lot of interesting questions for you. What's your week been like since you announced you're opting out of your CFL contract?
It's been hectic. It's kind of been pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting it to be as crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not a guy that has a bunch of NFL shots or anything lined up right away. So I wasn't expecting all the interviews, calls, this and that. And with working my other job and kind of lining up a bunch of other stuff, I mean, every day has kind of just been full time with training and staying ready and doing what I need to do to prepare for a shot.
Well, what are some of the questions you've gotten? Because what I'm hearing from fans on your behalf regarding you is, hey, all the roster spots are taken. Why now? So how are you answering that? I'm sure you're getting it.
And what do you mean the roster spots?
Well, they're basically saying that they're in camp. You know, if they needed players, they'd assigned them by now. I understand how it works, but they don't. Would you mind answering that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would have loved for the CFL to let us know a long time ago we weren't playing. Unfortunately, they didn't. We couldn't get into camp. Roster spots might be taken for a lot of positions, but I think we've seen how the kicking went last year in the NFL. We've seen a lot of change around the league with it being a COVID season and opening up more opportunity there. I think there's a big opportunity for guys like myself or Richie or John Ryan or a guy like Medlock to go down and do something. And I mean, I don't think there's anyone with no disrespect that's doing anything down there that I can't do or haven't proven I can do.
When do you go down?
He doesn't have an opportunity yet, Lynch.
You don't. You have tried, but nothing's been arranged yet, eh?
No, I mean, if I don't opt out of my contract, I don't get the chance at all to go down. So in order to get the chance, you have to opt out of a contract, which we're not being paid and we're not playing. So why would I stay in a contract, especially with how little money is coming in from the Qs program?
Right. Well, that is exactly why I wanted to get this interview on the air, Brett, so you can explain all of these things. Now, viewer Kelly said earlier last hour, can you ask Brett, with the criticism that you faced, and my answer to that was, you're so mentally strong you won't care, but people can't seem to get their head around the fact that you're doing this for what's best for you. Was there some backlash, and how did you deal with it?
I mean, I think there's any decision I really ever do or make, I've always received backlash, whether it was to keep going for years when I wasn't playing in the CFL and people saying this and that about you and you're never going to play, and then I do that. And I mean, for me, I'm doing something that I love personally, and I'm chasing my own dreams, and I don't think you can fault anyone for trying to do something like that. So any backlash, anything else I hear, honestly, I love it because I still have screenshots from when I was 2015, 16, 17 out of the league from people saying this and that, and that's kind of what fuels my fire. It's what I think about when I'm in the gym, when I'm training, when I'm having bad days. It's kind of what keeps me going. You know what I mean? It's like you have to have that mentality, like you're a dog and you're just going to keep fighting. And I mean, look at my career. I'm a fighter, and everything to date, I've kind of proven that.
See, what's great about you, well, a lot of things, but you've got the heart of a lion. You look like just this cute little blonde-haired kid from Toronto, Nova Scotia, but you, like you said, you're a fighter. And I knew that wouldn't bother you. When Tuukka Rask opted out, like, he just got eviscerated. I view it like that. It's not that much different. He's doing what was best for him. Why do people not gather that? But I guess you just can't care, right?
No, and I mean, I'm trying to do something to give back to all the people that have showed so much support for me. I kind of owe it to them with how I train, how I prepare. I'm not expecting anyone else to understand what I'm doing or what I'm going through, and I really don't care what they think. But if I have an opportunity right now to get a shot down there and do something that I know I can do, whether it's a long shot or not, and maybe improve or help my family and you know what I mean, the pay difference and everything down there, I'm going to take the shot. They're fully behind me. So are my friends. So is my agent. So is everyone else I talk to, from J.O. and Dickie. So I don't really care what anyone outside of that realm kind of thinks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see things in the Ryder camp right now? Is there a lack of interest, or too many guys leaving, or what do you feel?
I mean, there's no football, and I don't know if there's going to be football next. For understand why some guys wouldn't leave. Other guys, I understand, need the minimal amount of money that's coming in. I mean, everyone could use money this year, but I think the team was built to win this year, so it's probably going to be a team that you're going to see more guys opting out with more talent. And like I said, if I don't get anything down south or nothing works out, at worst case, I just plan on hopefully coming back to the team, and if they don't want me back, hopefully I land on my feet somewhere else.
Well, yeah. I guess people wouldn't understand this if they didn't know your story. Questions from viewers here, by the way. Nick McConnell writes in, is there much of a difference kicking in the NFL and NFL ball for a guy like you?
Yeah, for me, if anything, and I don't want to come off in the wrong way by saying this, but it's easier. The NFL ball for me, it travels farther. Whenever I've been in the States with Medlocks or other guys training down there, I don't have to kick outside the uprights anymore. Every ball I kick now, if I kick it straight, it goes in. I'm not kicking on angles outside the uprights on hashes. There's just a number of other things. There's a little transition from the tee to the ground, but basically the second day I went out, I almost like live streamed what I was doing and just kind of showing like, here's 4 in a row from 40, here's 4 in a row from 45, like 50, 55, like 60. It's just kind of at the point where I'm healthier than I've been the last couple of years. I've got to schedule down for what days of the week I'm kicking, what days of the week I'm with my personal trainer. I'm staying ready. It's like I keep saying, it's at this point, I feel like it's not whether I can or can't do it. It's just if you're lucky enough for somebody to take that shot or get in the right situation down there.
And when you get to a camp now, an NFL camp, how many coaches do you have for a place kicker? A couple or 2 or 3 or just the one?
Well, I can only speak, I guess, to the CFL level, and it's really, we have a special teams coach, and then there's Coach Dickinson, and he obviously has some kicking experience, but for the most part, you can kind of get tips here and there if things are going well or not. But I mean, I don't really feel like I'm at a stage in my life where I need a coach or need coaching. I know what I need to do. I've been around guys that have played at a high level, obviously being fortunate enough to pair up with John Ryan and I mean, so much other support over the years. It's like, I know what I need to do. I know how I need to do it. And it's just whether or not you're going to go out and do it.
Who's your agent, Brett?
Rob Fry. He's with
Frizy. Okay.
All those guys. I'm sure you know Rob. Yeah.
Very well. Very well. Okay, cool. I think I'm sending him a text later today about all this. But, Brett, couple things. You had those thrilling walk-off field goal wins last year, right? Labor Day in Edmonton, comebacks. I think I've asked you this before, but never in an interview. What is your mindset when you're walking out? You did one in Toronto too, right? What is it like? Is it the same as the first quarter field goal? Like, is your mindset exactly the same? Or does it change when the game is on the line?
No, I do really try to keep everything the same. And I think for me, it's like getting those chances to do that now. It's almost like all those years of preparation and time off and training, it's all like kind of coming out of me at once. I've waited for so many years just to get a chance to play in this league again. And then to get a chance in the final minute or with no time left to kind of win a game. And you see how much work each and every week is put in by all the guys and the coaching staff and everything. I just want to make sure that I'm a guy that they know when the game's on the line or when we need to win or when we need a big kick, that I'm going to go out there and do that each and every time. And kind of all those years of preparation and mentally getting ready and being at a Grey Cup my first 2 years in the league, but also not playing. Like, I still remember in 2013 being on the sideline of the Grey Cup in Sask and how loud those Henry chants were, and just kind of echoing that in my head and putting myself in the situation that if I needed to go out there and win a game, and that kind of always has been echoing my head since then. It's kind of like an itch, and I just wanted to get out there and each and every time make the kick for the guys.
Yeah, and you never miss. That's the thing. Like, I know Frizy's doing his job, but if you need a reference, have him call me, Brett, because I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. You don't miss in those situations. Now, last one for you. Lynch, you'll love this. Brett and I had occasion to have lunch with Bernie Parent, okay, in February. For those that don't know, back-to-back Stanley Cup champion goaltender with the Philadelphia Flyers, and a character. Brett, What did you take away from that lunch, and what surprised you about Bernie Perrant?
Well, just being around all those guys, it was kind of surreal for me. Watching like Roder and those other guys as a kid, and being a hockey guy growing up, and then getting to talk to them and just seeing like they're just everyday people, and how nice and awesome he was and supportive. I mean, some of the stuff he was saying to me, I was kind of shocked. And I mean, you were right there with me, and just getting time to sit down and pick those guys' brains, and they're champions and such a high level. It's like each and every person I've kind of met in my life, I take a little bit from, and it's kind of molded me into who I am today. But yeah, just getting a chance to be around all those guys. And I think it's kind of part of the reason why too, I wanted to opt out and give this a shot, and just kind of feel like over the last couple of years, there's some college kids kicking in the States, or there's NFL guys doing this and that. But I'm a guy with pro experience. And if you want to start checking the boxes off, like not to toot my own horn, but the last 2 years, like who's had the longest kicks in the league each year, who's had the most game winners in the league, who's 100% in playoffs. I'm training, I'm staying ready, and I just want that opportunity. And whether it's like willpower through social media, or I get the right person at the right time could see something, I just want to make sure I'm ready for it.
Awesome, man. I love it. And I know Bernie would be very proud to know what you're doing. Maybe he does know. Who knows? That Bernie is probably following you on Twitter. But we all are, Brett. Good luck. And, yeah, we're watching it very closely. Although you were 2 for 5 in the sim last night. Just want to say your dad was watching. I don't know what happened there. Follow after a seven field goal week. All right, Brett. Thanks for the time.
Were we playing Edmonton?
In Edmonton, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. All right. Say hey to your family for me, Brett. Thanks for this, and good luck. We're following very closely, as you know.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, Brett Lauther joining us. And I don't know, Lynch, in all your crazy travels, you know more stars than I do. Did you ever meet Bernie Perrant?
Yep, once in Calgary.
What a dude.
Ken Newens. Can you imagine him and Ken Newens together having lunch with them?
You were a wallflower with those guys.
I sat quiet, like just like this, didn't move at all. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah, he's a dude, that's right. But he's got to be 75 now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great goaltender, of course, with that Stanley Cup championship team.
Hey, but listen to this.
I've never been any good.
He's sitting across the table. Brett and I are here, and he's just fascinated with Brett Lauther. He didn't want to talk about the Philadelphia Flyers or hockey. He was like, "What makes you a good kicker? What you thinking when you walk onto the?" That's my Russian accent. Don't know how that happened, but. It was all about Brett. All he cared about was Brett. His background, he didn't care about himself. And he's like, you know who will win the championship at the end of the season? The team that is the best team. Not the team with the best players. The best team.
Okay.
It was just like sitting with my dad. Just rolling out advice and stuff. Now, but I got to clarify something here. You understand, and I think you, similar to a lot of the viewers, they didn't opt out because they had an NFL opportunity. He doesn't have a tryout. They ripped up their contract so that he could pursue an NFL opportunity.
But I think he's pretty certain he's got one or something. He didn't just go for the heck of it without.
No, he doesn't. He just said it.
Yeah, I know he said it because he's talking to us. But
no, he doesn't have one.
No, we're talking about exaggeration. People not.
If he had one, we'd know. I hope it would happen. Listen.
I'm sure he'll get one.
He just said, like, I know you're not on Twitter, Lynch, but he's putting videos on Twitter of himself kicking 55-yard field goals, like one bang, 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 not missing. He wouldn't be doing that if he had an opportunity already. No. He's hoping somebody sees it, and that's what he has an agent for.
He's certainly going to have a couple of opportunities.
And the NFL's not afraid to sign Canadian kickers. They don't care.
No.
Or CFL kickers, too. They might not necessarily be Canadian. Liam Haralahu, down with, who's he with, the Chargers or the Rams?
Chargers.
Yeah, the Rams, and he's doing great down there. He's Canadian.
Yep.
If he can do it, I'd take Lauther over Haralahu 8 days a week.
Yep. And it's amazing he's down there, eh? How about that?
Haralahu?
Yeah.
And stayed.
Yeah, and stayed.
Oh, man, I want it for Brett so bad. Look, we have to break. Coming up, Nate Bahar.
I don't want to lose that guy.
You already have lost him. His contract's gone. I think you need to get your head around this, okay? He's no longer a rider, John.
Okay.
It's true.
I know. But it's not that simple and easy to do if you're really into it. Now,
Football Friday continues in a moment. It's Game Plus, TV Network, Facebook Live, and listen live at rodpeterson.com.
You're watching Rod Peterson On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.